Testing, testing. This is the sound of a Famicom mic salvaged from a junk Famicom. Hey y'all, I am at my workbench again today, which means I'm going to be messing with things made out of atoms, which means I'm actually not completely sure how things are going to go in the same way that when I do things in the digital world. But experimenting is part of the fun though, and so I was in Japan last summer, and I picked up this junk Famicom, and of course the family computer is what we call the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System here. I've mentioned in another video that there's a microphone in Controller 2, and I'll open this up in just a second. The only reason I left this in its wrapper is to show what I paid for it. So it was 880 yen with tax, which at the time was $5 and change. So I thought, okay, I don't feel bad about cracking something like that open to check out what the microphone looks like. So let me unwrap this and then I'll show that a little bit more closely. A testament to Japan that even though it's labeled as a junk meaning it's not working, it was wrapped up very nicely like that. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this up. Here is Controller 1, which looks kind of familiar to ours. Notice that they're wired into the system, right? They don't have detachable cables like we have on the NES. Player 1 has select and start on there, and on the second controller, instead of select and start, there's a volume control here. Ooh, that slider does not feel good. And then there's a microphone in there. So today I want to crack this controller open and see what that microphone looks like. Famously, the microphone was used in the original Legend of Zelda. In the manual, it says that the Pole's voice hate loud sounds. So you could actually yell into the second player controller to kill those enemies. The other rather notorious example of the microphone is in Beat Takeshi's game, Takeshi's Challenge, where you have to sing karaoke into the microphone. So why wouldn't we want to have a look at that? Now, that said, I got this as a junk thing. Oh, looks like there's actually something stuck in the RF switch here. I'm kind of curious as to whether it's actually junk. But I'm looking at this and wondering if I might be able to plug it in. Let me get some pliers here and see if this is actually something that's stuck in or something that's broken off. Oh, it came out. Okay, that was just stuck in. That was just stuck in the RF switch. Because I had this in the wrapper, I'm actually going to take this over and see if it works. See if it's actually junk or not. So give me a sec. Okay, so my verdict there is it is indeed junk. This is not working. It wasn't just that there was something stuck in the RF there. Couple of neat things. Look, you can open this up. This is where the cartridges go. And there's even a little mechanical eject. It moves up these little levers in here. Anyway, let's have a look at this mic. And now I'm not worried about getting this thing back together when I'm done. As always, place for screws. All right, let's have a look. Ooh, hear things rattling. Okay. Oh. Okay. There's definitely a broken part in the plastic there. That's okay. I'm not stressed. Oh, there's another broken part. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here's all our pads. Neat. Whoops. Okay. So check this out. Okay, here are the pads for the A and B buttons. Here's the D-pad stuff. And here's our microphone. Looks like a little electret thing. Honestly, not that exciting. You could probably find these on SparkFun. Interesting that this is the volume control here. I do wonder... I wonder if... So since this is an electret microphone, most electret circuits, you need a capacitor and a resistor. And I'm wondering if this capacitor and resistor that are in this controller are for that. And you know, the best way to figure that out would be to open up the other controller and see if they're in there. Okay, so this looks different. I don't see that resistors. Oh, that's interesting. The parts that were broken off in the other one were these things that hold on the cable. Oh, this one came apart much nicer. None of those parts. Wow, look at that. Controller 2, controller 1 there. So not only does this one not have that capacitor or resistor, this one also has a different chip on it. Let's see what that is. Okay, so these two chips are the same. This friend, I'll hold it up to the camera, but there's no way I can read it while I'm holding it up to the camera, so I'm going to then shove it in my face and read it, but I won't make you watch that. It says MN4069UB. Well, so my guess is it's either got something to do with the electronic microphone. Well, it's either got something to do with the microphone or that slider, right? Because those are the things that are different here. This other chip that they both share is probably just the logic for, or not logic, but, you know, the interpretation of the buttons going in. Oh, now this is beautiful. Here they've labeled what all the wires do. Hopefully that's in focus there. But it even says Mic Bro, of course, which is brown there. But what else is there? CLK. Well, are these ones labeled too? They are. What do we have on one? Well, that's just colors. Ground red, Mike Brown. Well, so I wonder if we could clip into that and try to get some sound out of it. Before I leave my bench, though, I don't want to leave you hanging and not open this up to look inside. So let's check out inside of this and see what we find. With the caveat here is this has little to do with the microphone, but we don't want to do a half-hearted breakdown here. Just a note here, these screws are all regular screws, not the tri-wing screws, the special screws that Nintendo tends to use these days since the Game Boy. And so a regular screwdriver can take these out. Okay, hopefully this just lifts off. Ooh, that's nice. Look how cool that is. Better keep going. Okay, are we done? That's controller. Do you just lift it? Oh, here it comes. Woo! It's still connected to the power switch there. But there you go. Look at that. I'll hold that up. It looks like the controllers are just sort of plugged in here and I can unplug them, which makes sense if they had to service these things. So here's my controller 2 with the microphone. And let's just pull it out. Boom. Let's see what we can do. Okay, y'all, just so we're clear here, we are in super duper void your warranty zone. And again, I'm not stressed because I no longer plan on getting this controller back in. I peeked online and Famicom Controller and NES Controller needs 5 volts. Hey, there we go. I got 4 1.5 volt batteries, so that's 4.5 volts. That's pretty close. What I've done here is because those cables were nicely labeled, I'm running the positive in from the battery where it says VCC, and the negative here, I've got the negative from the battery, and also I've clipped that to the negative of the oscilloscope here. Ignore those flashing lights. Oh, and sorry, last, the brown microphone out there is going to the voltage side of this plug, signal on the top, ground on the bottom there. And so what do we got? All right, that's a signal. That's a DC offset signal, but it's a signal. So one of the things that really interests me about this microphone is microphones are analog, but there has to be a stage in there where we convert it into digital information for the Famicom to interpret. So based off of what I've read, all that the NES knows is if the amplitude around the microphone has reached a particular threshold or not. This makes sense for the Pole's voice in Zelda. And it also means that if you're singing karaoke in Takeshi's Challenge, you don't need to worry too much about staying on pitch. Testing. This is the sound of a Famicom mic salvaged from a junk Famicom. I've got a 9-volt battery powering this here, and then I've got the voltage, the VCC is coming through a 1K resistor, and the negative end of the microphone is connected to ground. Then I just have a capacitor here between the microphone and the output, and it seems to be working okay. I don't know how this sounds, but there you go. All right, that's all I got for today. Hopefully that was fun. I enjoyed seeing what this thing looks like on the inside. Let me know what you come up with.